minutes to go.
Nickel.
Target acquired. Target is in machine gun range.
Nickel.
2 bandits left. Show them what you got. Strider 1, Fox 2.
And now
1 minute
last
to
one.
go.
Slow down.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
There we go.
Understood.
All tangos down.
All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. The General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
Oh, that should have exonerated my character.
General, the Osean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Osean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate.
They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake. Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to send... Missile! I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image. Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right? Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. That is something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been...
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Osean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles, We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess?
They already know.
After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available. so much at stake, I can't imagine Erusea just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Translation, don't think about taking an A-10. Not even close. Yeah, F-35 is going to be the fastest one.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandon Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Thank God. Friendly birds.
Unknown successfully identified.
Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side.
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
Target destroyed. We're under attack!
Do me a favor, Longcaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusian streams are starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
If you lose your legs, then crawl. You can surrender when you lose your hands.
Calling friendly birds. Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help while we're still up and running. There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. Those people were part of the fight. With that, they're all lined up. No, they are not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here, but I really don't want to think about it. Half a Peruvian bastard. He's a flagrant war crime. Take photos for evidence. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Allied vehicles were destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see
supply ship to the munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
I just got the photograph. We'll head back to HQ. Give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to let the children in the proper area. Get out of here, hurry! If you let them through, we're as good as dead!
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until Operation Phoenix time. Move them away from the mass driver.
Our guys still got the enemy this way. Now, we're in the head!
Allied retreat looks good.
You're with us! Can you see the enemy APCs from there?
Missile. Missile.
Ambush! Stay calm! Reform the ranks! It's fine if we take a little damage. We need to finish this fight now. I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Spaceport's nearby, so they could be researchers and a family. Most likely, they were involved in Delta. Gather all the wounded together.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Enemy vessel destroyed. Strider 1, target acquired.
Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our place behind.
Understood. Target was not struck.
We're down to less than half our vehicle. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring all the injured.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
We only need an hour tops. We need the advantage to put the enemy down.
Give me enemy position! Speak up! The artillery fire sent a number on my hearing!
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Push him back! Fire! Fire at will! We need ammo! We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks!
Where's our damn air support?
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something!
An explosion inside! Continue the countdown. The enemy's not stupid. They're after the supply ship. Do the countdown!
Roger, enemy
There's
has
no more arsenal bird left. We can fill it full of bombs, then Arisia will have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase out the bogies! There's no way they're ours! Almost there! Commence Operation No Return! These are unguided. Stay on course. Let's just get this done with.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts. Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
No use. The enemy pilots outclass us.
Trigger, boss, get over here quick!
We're signaling Operation Falcon.
2 marked our target.
Strider 1, target acquired. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
I see scratching. 1, 2, 3.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
There.
Strider 1, Fox 3.
Strider 3, launching
Launch
missile.
control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are a go for launch.
Missile.
This is launch control. Enemy
Missile.
closing. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time. Launch control. Roger that.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away. Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Heads up. These reinforcements are elite.
Missile.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Missile.
Continue with your mission.
Our bombers are destroyed.
Special security squadron is demanded to be ready for base.
Damn it. They're so good. Are they really coming here? We're outnumbered. Taking heavy losses. We can't even run. The enemy will shoot us in the back.
Bandit hit.
Fox 2.
Really? Hostile headlock.
Tango's eliminated.
I hope the rebels and Rusian army end up wiping each other out.
Our only allies, the Russian government forces. Don't mistake them for rebels.
Target acquired.
This is Echo 13. 2 tanks left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo.
You're low on special weapons.
We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. You got it.
Range. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Didn't think that'd miss.
Hey you, dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Russian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me. The Scrap Queen.
Lancaster. She's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help these refugees. Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13, all hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I was thinking about how I'd do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she...
Someone ran it.
Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. 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 Missile.
Target acquired. Watch your remaining missiles.
Missile.
Nice job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I can even do anything to that crap.
Why do you sing that song?
Missile. Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. Missile.
I have a solid lock.
Missile.
Target destroyed. Hurry!
Missile.
Get moving!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 3 launching missile. Not refugees. They're criminals.
Phew.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning chemical countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network.
Run into a storm.
Make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
I'm usually pretty good at playing tag with these
All
guys.
aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
I was expecting this to be easy if all they could do was fly fast.
Missile away.
They're forced to turn their backs to us. Now I'm looking for them.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. We've recalculated the remaining time.
It's a big maze.
2 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
We're still in this.
Ammunition 0.
Don't overshoot.
Ammunition 0.
90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Wow.
60 seconds remain.
Missile. Missile.
Operation fails. We have failed everyone who helped.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Supply ships are on their scheduled flight path.
The Ocean pilots are chasing the supply ship hard.
Got him.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well,
Tabloids
both
Belkan.
my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space
Converging
elevator
on it.
is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Still not enough.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi. No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team. Get to work. Unidentified aircraft. Not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Fusion.
Eddie, aim careful.
1, Fox 2.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
Strider 1, target eliminated. There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What's he talking about? They already are firing on us. Strider's confused.
Fox 3.
I know.
We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again. Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%. Why are they attacking this base? They'll come down.
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
Target destroyed. Strider 1, Fox 2.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the sand. Help me! Does Soul Squad know?
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, Fox 3.
They have more aircraft! More planes incoming! Fire more missiles!
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Ah, shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
They're here already. They can pay for what they did to our scouts. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head with your jet engine.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Yeah.
Enemy on your back.
High target. Attacking. Scout bandit confirmed. Help is here. Go. When you see an army.
Trigger has destroyed the target. Strider 1, target eliminated.
How come we keep missing? All of our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are gone.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
No, we gotta fire! Getting on a block. Breaking! Lost more than half of our forces! The battle won't last much longer! Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Fox 3. New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town's of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
AA destroyed! We're sitting ducks!
Strider 1,
Cancel
Fox 2.
takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle seems like we can get away. With hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Locked on.
interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Come on, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shalashi airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the OCN Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you to be talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Fort Bonte. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Target was not struck.
Target locked. Don't underestimate them just because Mr. X isn't here. Enemy on your back. I've been spiked. All these guys are pretty accomplished fighter pilots. Let's finish him before King gets here. Strider 1, target eliminated. Locked on bandit.
Let's do this.
Target's in machine gun range.
Soul Squadron, we've still lost leader to King.
Oh, they're waiting for Mr. X.
You're low on special weapons.
They should have left just like we told them to.
Fox 3. Special weaponry depleted. In gun range. Target hit. Enemy has a lock on you.
These planes can take a beating.
I'm on my target's tail.
I'm out! Ejecting! I hope he's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Wilco. Righto. We just need to buy ourselves some time.
Missile away. Strata 1, target acquired.
Vito and I will take care of that one. Understood. Roll's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. A miss, as expected. A lucky shot would be boring. Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east.
Who gave that one a railgun?
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Miai. Muscle Squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on. Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. We'll go. Might just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. The attack. Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces. Like the sky's been like wide open. Almost there. The experimental unit probably made themselves a new toy.
Somebody guide us. Still, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with me, taught me something. True fighters don't belong in the pool. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the most legit Air Force should be fighting against. This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've found every last one of them.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move. His movements. I knew it. Mr. X moves like a drone I saw in arrest.
Oh, did I hit him or did he hit me?
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me, pilot with the 3 strikes? This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. A solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, Just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island.
Miho's granddaughter.
She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes.